Welcome back to Moving Forward. With me, Deputy Political Leader of the Congress of the People, Dr. Lincoln Douglas, and COP activist, Mr. Jamal Mohammed. This segment, we're going to be opening the phone lines for your comments with reference to the current issue with regard to the mayor of San Fernando. We'd like to just keep our calls pertaining to the issue at hand. We will give you other opportunities to discuss other general matters in the COP. The phone number is 665-6278. That's 665-6278. Now, Mr. Mohammed, what is your position and the position of the people that you work with regard to support on the COP stance?
Well, we fully support the political leader, Mr. Prakash Ramadan, in the stand he has taken in this whole issue. You will notice he remains, and he says publicly, he remains committed to the success and the growth and the development of the People's Partnership. That's point number one. But point number two, as this is right, as is any of the other leaders in the partnership, they're right. If there's an issue that needs to be brought forward, he has done so, and he's well within his right. And we fully support him, and we stand 110% behind our political leader, Mr. Ramadan, in this matter.
Dr. Douglas, before the break, we discussed the possible options that the Prime Minister has. What is the COP's position? What remains the COP's position in this matter?
Well, the COP position is clear. One, we remain committed to the partnership, and we remain committed to the survival of the partnership. Two, we're committed to dialogue, to making sure that all the members, all the leaders, the chairman, as well as the political leaders of the party are having constant dialogue about the running of the partnership. Three, we are committed to solving this issue and to restoring the trust that the nation put to us. Either the mayor do whatever she has to do and resign, or the Prime Minister deals with, or the leader of the UNC deals with it, or COP will continue its demands for restitution to the extent that was agreed upon in the Faisal Accord and in the distribution of options during the local government election. And so the Congress of the People is also committed to continue to challenge the partnership, to defend the rights of the nation on the whole to be involved in leadership in government. And that is the party that they voted for will have an equal say in how the government should be run. And those are our stance as a political party and as a member of the coalition.
You spoke about holding the stance and holding the fort. We allow for continuing dialogue and hope for further meetings with the leaders of the partnership. What has been the support? We talk about COP members rallying behind Mr. Ramadan, but what of the other members? Can you speak for the other members of the support of the other members of the partnership?
Well, the other members of the partnership, one, I know they are committed, one, to ongoing dialogue, it is clear. All of the leaders, as we've said, have also agreed that, based on the statement that was put out, that there was a breach of this understanding and that some kind of restitution should be made. All of the leaders, I think, are agreeing that there should be a meaningful way to run the partnership. It shouldn't be just, one group of people deciding what they want, but that the leaders should be responsible. And so I think there is a commitment from all of the leaders to work assiduously to protect the partnership.
We do have a call. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello,
hi, we're hearing you.
Good afternoon.
Yes. I would like to enlighten you about some observation I've been seeing taking place right now. I'm not taking sides about who should be the mayor, who should not be the mayor. But I've been following the politics for quite some time, and I've been looking at one Mr. Neeraj Tiwari since before the COP was elected into governance with the People's Partnership, and he was a very vocal individual in terms of what he's fighting for and so on. And with this matter, with Mrs. Marlene Kudre and so on, I have not been hearing his opinion, his voice, because I recall with the TV, with the Newsday, when the police went into the media house and so on, he was seated together with the members of the executive of the COP in that media conference. And today he's It's a deafening silence on behalf of Mr. Niwa Tiwari, who is the General Secretary of the COP. I'm not hearing anything about Mr. Bohindranath Tiwari and also Mr. Rabindra Munan. I would like to know what's the opinion of those COP members. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very much, caller. Well, I don't think we can make statements then on their personal.
Well, I can say that the General Secretary has been involved in every step of this dialogue. Along the way, he has been very supportive of the political leader and has been involved in crafting whatever statement we make. And it's been all the views that I've mentioned here are those put together by the General Secretary and the leadership of the party.
We have another call. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Is this Win TV?
Yes.
Yeah, hello, welcome.
A little louder, please.
Yes, good afternoon or good night.
Good night.
Well, your discussion there is about the COP and Marlene Kudre, not so?
Yes, it is.
I, as a citizen of the country, right, we all voted for this government. And what I would like to see, how could we make up, right, without letting this thing go any further? You know, my view is that if Mr. Prakash Ramada could apologize to the people of the country, right, everybody just make a little mistake. And, you know, we could make it up, right? Leave Miss Kudre where she is and let we walk on, you understand? I mean, I say the COP not that strong at the same time, you understand?
Caller, before you go, what is it would you like Mr. Ramada to apologize for?
Well, you know, when he first said, well, you know, if they didn't resolve this, he would want to walk. Is it walk, he said? So, or something sound like, if we didn't get what we want.
I think I get your point. First of all, the political leader has never said that he will walk. We said that we will reconsider our options, reconsider our relationship in the partnership, which presents you with many options. Secondly, the person that apologizes is the person that does the wrong, not the person who is offended. We have taken our stand for what we believe is a protection of the partnership and a protection of this nation, and we believe there are those. And I think we've crossed that hurdle already. I think we've all agreed, and the partners have agreed that a wrong was committed, and so we've passed that hurdle. The only issue that really has to do now has to do with the position of the mayorship of San Fernando, and whether that would happen or what else would happen. That is the issue, and our leader, as well as the leader of the UNC, has both discussed the issue of compromise, and they've also discussed the issue of the removal of the mayor. So those are issues that the continued issues that will be solved, but I think the issue is moving forward. I think progress is being made and the leaders are talking, and that is the most important issue. Nothing is falling apart and nothing is crashing, but as you've rightly said, these are the ups and downs of relationship and partnerships, and we expect there to be some hurdles, and we are hoping that people will be big enough to compromise, to apologize, and to move on, and that is what I think is taking place.
Yeah.
I think that's a major fear of the members of the public. Is it all falling apart? Is the People's Partnership falling apart?
I don't think it's falling apart at all. This is what coalition politics is all about. And you have to agree to disagree, but you must do it with dignity. And we have to commend the leaders of the partnership. They are all totally and absolutely committed to the success and the progress of the partnership and the coalition that has come together to run this country. And we'll do what we have to do to make sure we remain in government for our full term and try and ask the people to re-elect us again in 2015 when that time comes. So there's no question about mashing up this partnership or mashing up this arrangement. No one is asking for that. Let us do what is right politically, and let us do what we are supposed to do as leaders in our country.
We do have another call. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
I'm trying to. Yes, good evening. I'm calling in to this segment to give my comment.
We can barely hear you, sir. Can you speak a little louder, please?
Yes, good evening. Firstly, I want to commend the Honorable Prakash Ramada and also by extension the COP for standing up what is right.
Hearing you. We seem to have lost that call. We do apologize. If you can try us again on 665-6278. Mr. Mohammed, you were speaking about the partnership falling apart.
We have to do what we have to do to keep this thing together and make it work. There's the essence of compromise that is calling out to be answered, and all of the leaders from NJAC, from TOP, from the MSJ, from the COP, and from the UNC must again meet and meet regularly, work out their differences, what we have to do when there's a problem, how do we solve those problems, and work towards compromise and consensus. And it is only through dialogue we can meet and agree on our differences.
I think that's one of the main things that has come to light. We can't only wait for a hiccup to hold meetings. It needs to be a continuous discipline.
And I think the nation will realize that that is one of the beautiful things that is coming out of this, is that there is an opportunity for dialogue so that we begin to talk, and we're coming to appreciate that we cannot do it alone. We need each other.
We do have another call. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, caller, you need to speak a little louder because we can't hear you. Hello?
Okay. Yes, can you all hear me now?
Still not hearing you, unfortunately.
Hello?
Hello? Caller, just stay on the line. Let's see if we can hear you.
Okay, great. Can you hear me now?
Unfortunately, not hearing. Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, we're hearing you now. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I was listening to the segment here, and firstly, I want to commend the Honorable Prakash Ramada and also the COP for remaining committed.
Caller, I do have to apologize. We were not hearing you. We heard you briefly at the beginning of the call. I wish we could hear his contribution. If you would like to try back, please, so that we can hear what you have to say. It's 665-6278. Douglas, you were making a statement.
I was saying that this scenario, to me, is not a bad scenario. It gives all of us an opportunity to do a number of very important things. One of those is to appreciate the value of dialogue. You know, professionals like Paulo Freire tell us that it is through dialogue that we make and remake the world and we create new opportunities. This is an opportunity for us to create a new way of discussion. Secondly, it is an opportunity for the public to begin to see our leaders working together, that we have really moved away from the maximum leader into a more area of collaborative leadership. We need that. This is coalition politics, and coalition politics is here to stay. And you cannot run coalition politics on maximum leadership style. And so it gives us an opportunity to present to the population that we are bigger than ourselves, you know, by involving each other and collaborating and working with each other. And if we solve this issue, and when we solve this issue, the population will come to trust the government more and understand that we could have problems and we could solve them without mashing it up.
Gentlemen, we have run out of time. Very briefly, if you can just give us your closing statements. Dr. Douglas?
Our closing statement is that the COP is satisfied that this campaign will facilitate a goal of bringing meaningful and sustainable development to our people, and that they can rest assured that we will always defend the rights of our citizens.
I want to urge all COP members out there and all the people of Trinidad and Tobago, you must stand for something, otherwise you would fall for anything. Stand for what you believe in, even if you have to stand alone, but stand and fight for what you believe in.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Viewers, we take a break. When we come back, Dr. Nigel Austin is going to be here having discussions with members of the executive of the Diego Martin Central constituency.